Welcome to Football with Cheese. All right, it is time to talk about wide receivers at the Combine. I love wide receivers in pre-draft. It's one of my favorite positions to watch and then evaluate. So make sure you are subscribed so you never miss a video. I could go over a bunch of guys, but I'm going to stick to 4 and keep this video short. Probably should make 2 videos, but I'm not going to do that. The wide receiver position is not as bad as a lot of people are saying. It's just not as good as the last 3 years. The last 3 years, every single draft, it's been one of the strengths, wide receiver. And this year, it's just not one of the strengths. It's not the worst. It's just a solid wide receiver draft. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, those drafts were incredible. Both those drafts, the best position was wide receiver. In 2023, if you needed a slot receiver, that was your draft. Colts got Josh Downs. Packers got Jayden Reed. And this draft just isn't as strong as those 3, but I think it improved after the Combine. Some guys did better than expected. Let's go over a few here. So Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas, really broke out this year. He's 5'11", 191, so on the smaller side, but he is your prototypical slot receiver, and that's what he'll play. He'll start from day one, wherever he's drafted. He had the best 40, 4.29, so fast. He tied for the best 10-yard split. That's the first 10 yards of the 40. So that's quickness off the line. So he's fast and he's quick. He's got incredible hands, and he can make contested catches. A lot of undersized guys don't always make the contested catches. He can. He's a great route runner. Like I said, he's going to dominate the slot in the NFL. But he can play outside as well. He's got that speed to be a deep threat. He is definitely the second best receiver on my board now. He has moved up after Tetairoa McMillan. Golden is top 20 pick. He's going to the top 20. I just don't see how he falls. In the draft, it's not real strong. In the top, it's not a very strong top 20. He's going in the top 20 after this workout. The player that tied with him for the best 10-yard split was Jalen Royals, Utah State. If you watch all my videos the next 7 weeks until the draft, I'm going to mention Jalen Royals so much you're going to hate hearing that name. He is my total draft crush this year. There's always one guy every year that I just have a huge draft crush on, and you want my team to draft. Sometimes my team drafts it, sometimes not. They did. They drafted Edgerrin Cooper last year. Thank you, Packers. But anyway, let's get Jalen Royals this year. All right, so let's talk about Jalen Royals. Utah State, like I said, he tied for the best 10-yard split, so he's quick. He can get off the line. He's a yak machine. Yak stands for yards after catch. When he has the ball in his hands in open field, forget about it. A little Lab McConkey in there. Just get him the ball as many times as you can. You can use him as a gadget player, like that 49ers used Deebo Samuel. You can run jet sweeps. You can put him in orbit motion. You can do so many things with him. Get him the ball 10, 12 times a game. Good things are going to happen. Love watching his film at Utah State. He fits everybody's scheme. All 32 teams could use a player like Jalen Royals, and he really improved his route running this year. So 6', 205, good enough size. He's going to go second round, probably early second round. Packers would have to trade up to get him probably. 2 more guys I want to mention, both from Iowa State. Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins. Let's start with Noel. He's 5'10", 194, and he ran a 4.39. Second best vertical and the best broad jump, so he's explosive. He's fast and he's explosive. That's a really good combination. And he had the best bench press among wide receivers, which is a good sign. Means he works out hard. Means he's at the gym. He does have smaller hands than you'd like, so there were some drops in college, but that can be fixed. Drops, a lot of them are focus drops, so it can be fixed. It's a little concerning about his hand size, but put him in at slot receiver. If you have 2 already good outside receivers, you put him in slot, your offense is going to dominate. And he can return kicks from day one. His teammate Jaden Higgins, I think he's going to be drafted even higher. Solidified himself as a second round pick, possible late first. Yes, it went that well. He is 6'4", 214, and he ran a 4.47. Incredible time for someone that big. And he's a great route runner. Somebody on X compared him, while he was working out, compared him to DK Metcalf. And I'm thinking, size and speed, I get it, absolutely. But he's a better route runner than DK Metcalf. He's, to me, a better prospect. I know DK Metcalf is a very good NFL player. Jaden Higgins has a higher ceiling than DK Metcalf. He does need to improve his run blocking. One thing I watch college football, when I watch receivers, I look to see how they run block. I know, total nerd. But it's important in the NFL. A lot of teams now, they run a lot of outside zone runs. So wide receivers that can block are more valuable than they've ever been. And if your team runs the ball a lot, you have a run-first team, you need receivers that can block. For his size, I expected him to dominate. Usually the bigger receivers dominate blocking. He really didn't. So he could improve in that area. But love Jaden Higgins. This receiver class is better than people think. I think it's above average. It's not super deep. But there are 7 or 8 guys that are going to be starters probably from the get-go. And maybe more. Okay. There are 4 or 5 other receivers that just did great. I could go on and talk about receivers for 25, 30 minutes. But let's stop for now. I'm going to have a video later today just around the NFL stuff. We need to talk about Deebo Samuel getting traded to Washington, where Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams might end up. So look for that later. And if you did not watch the last video, I'm going to be a guest on the Sports Truth podcast featuring the 643 and Out guys tomorrow night. That's Tuesday the 4th at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 Pacific. Make sure you join that and follow along in the chat while we do it. We'll probably be on there for about 30 minutes, go over everything Combine. So that'll be fun. So make sure you're subscribed, turn the notification bell, like this video, comment anything about the Combine. Comments help, likes help. It all helps grow the channel. Share this video with anyone who loves football, and look for my video later.